I can confidently say, yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, let's be real. I tried way too hard to be professional in that video. Like, honestly, way too hard. Alright, so real talk. That shit right there, I'm probably never ever going to do ever again. I think it's pretty obvious that if I want to be professional, I probably shouldn't push it that far. Anyways, before I actually get into what this video is actually about, I do want to thank this dude named Supreme. He's been a friend of mine for a really long time, and he's helped me out so much in terms of GFX, things like banners and profile icons, and he's even helping me out with a bunch of Twitch stuff right now. Thank you so much, Supreme. Honestly, I appreciate your help so much. Anyways, the video that I'm making right now here is kind of different from what I normally make. Usually I like to keep the channel specific only to gameplay and relevant stuff, but in the past couple of weeks a lot of stuff has happened that I really should take a moment to really talk about. As many of you know, I did get partnered on Twitch recently. In other words, there is now a way where you can directly support me by subscribing to that channel. But what this means for me personally is something much more. In the past, when I did stuff on YouTube and Twitch, it was really only for my own sake. It's like a hobby. I was just playing games, having fun, and just uploading it to YouTube. I didn't really think that much of it. But over the past couple of months, I've seen a huge increase of attention coming from who knows where, to be honest. Loads of support coming in for my channels, and a community that's suddenly based around me. And for a while, I always thought to myself, hey, cool, I guess I'm famous now. But when I thought about it, I realized that this wasn't exactly true. I would be nothing, absolutely nothing, without the support of every single person that's ever come to the channel, watch my content, to view me on stream, and especially those who take the extra mile to support me. Over the past couple of months, I've gotten a couple messages from people saying that watching my streams and my videos really are like the highlight of their days. And at first thought, it sounds like average fan messages, which I appreciate, every single one of them. But the more I thought about them, I grew a little bit concerned. Because if watching the things that I do become the highlight of your life, there must be something seriously wrong that's going on. So I've talked to some of those people. I've messaged them, asking if I could get a little bit more information. And what I realized is that I'm not alone. Some of the people that I talk to live lives of isolation, depression, and overall cast away from everyone else. And the more I talk to these people, I realize that's basically me. I personally thought that I was alone when it came to that sort of situation, but I realized that I wasn't the only one. So those people that I've talked to, we talked about our problem, and suddenly those strangers who were just fans of my content became my friends. Some of them are still here today, supporting me even ever since those days. And that's when I realized something that basically changed my entire perspective on doing YouTube and Twitch. In the past, I thought making videos, streaming, playing games, it was all about me. I was having fun, I was playing the game, and I didn't really care about the thoughts of others. But after having those conversations, I realized that the things that I do change other people. The things that I do can actually genuinely put a smile on another person's face. But I also realized that these people also change me. In fact, these people are me. Without the support of everyone, I would be nothing. I would be your average person who just goes to school, comes home, plays games all day, and just not giving a shit about anything else. The point of this video is to say thank you, but I don't think thank you is enough, because I want every single one of you to realize what you've done for me. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful because you've changed my father, you've changed my family, and you changed me, all for the better. And I'll explain why. My father was your average dad. He wanted your kids to grow up, get an education, find a job, and live a good life. That's something basically every parent wants their child to do. But me? Every single day I come home after school, I'll just hop on my computer and just play games all day. My father didn't view this as success. He thought I was becoming a failure. But I didn't exactly care, because this stuff right here was my passion, and I'm not going to give that up so easily. And I kept building on this passion until I start realizing that it might actually become a future career. It's no mistake that people who do YouTube and Twitch make money. That's no secret. And if you watched some of my videos, you would have recently known that I made a lot of money, especially in donations. But for me personally, it's probably because I'm such a young person and I don't understand yet. But money doesn't really mean that much to me. I'm not a person who asks for much, which is why most of the money that I've earned through this stuff usually just sits in my PayPal, untouched. But there came a point in time where I feel like I needed to access that. My father worked a job that was barely above minimum wage, and our furnace in our basement decided to stop working. Because of that, my dad was about to reach into his own savings to pull out the money to replace it. Now at that time, my dad didn't know any of this stuff. He thought that the things that I was doing online was just a waste of time. But the day that the furnace broke down, I went to my father and I said that I'll pay for it. That furnace cost around $800 and I covered all the costs. No, we covered all the costs. And because of that, his entire perspective of the things that I did online changed. Because we were able to prove to him that my time investment online was not a waste. and now he's okay with me doing what I do up here. Your support didn't affect only him, but it affected my entire family. My mother and father suffer from a condition called arthritis. It's a disease that affects the joints in their bones, making it extremely painful to walk around and move. For my mother specifically, she was forced to retire a couple years ago because of her condition. My mother's condition is way much worse than my dad, but just recently my father was also laid off of work. Even though his income wasn't even that much, it was all we basically had to support the family. But around the same period, I received my partnership on Twitch, and suddenly that steady source of income that disappeared suddenly reappeared, and I explained that to them. Because of this partnership, I can now actually support my family, and it couldn't have been a much better time. My mother and father are growing old. Unfortunately, they probably don't have much time left. But I think it's great because they no longer have to bend over their backs to support me and my brother anymore. In fact, I'll be supporting both my mother, my father, and my brother, thanks to the help of all of you. And finally, all of you have helped me. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there, but in the past, I didn't really care that much about myself. I didn't care about how I looked. I didn't care about my health, I didn't care about my hygiene, and I didn't care about being alone. And all of that changed because of you. All of you. Because of you all, I realized that it's important to dress appropriate. Because the way I present myself today is what I'm going to look back on years later. I realized that my health and hygiene is much important than I thought. Because I have much more fun doing this stuff when I actually have the energy to do it, when I'm feeling well in doing it, and when I feel like there's nothing holding me back. And because of you all, I was able to make connections and friends. I was able to meet and talk to great people, really cool people, regular people such as you and I. And I was able to build an entire community where we can all get along and have fun. And that's the type of shit that no money can buy. I like to say that the person that I am today is a huge improvement from what I was even a couple months ago. And I owe it all thanks to you all. The person behind the screen watching this video right now. The people who have watched my Twitch, supporting it. Or the people who actually engage in the community to join in on the fun. You guys mean the world to me. You guys mean everything. And to that, I say, thank you.